Kate from Sew Craft Cook. Today I'm going to show you how to thread a machine and wind a bobbin. We have a great big wheel up here. In my classes we like to call this the big wheel. We turn the big wheel and we go down in to the base of our machine, which picks up the bottom thread and then brings it back up again. The needle's here obviously where your thread ends up, and this little top is a bobbin case. Your bobbin goes in here, and that's the little thing that holds your bottom thread. Bobbin case back on. We've got our little button here that lifts up our presser foot, and we've got our foot here. Looks a little bit like a ski for you children out there and for beginners. And it's on the bottom. Once you drop it down, you'll hold your fabric down with that. I'm going to show you how to wind a bobbin up here. But before I do, I'll give you a quick run through of all these other little buttons. We've got a start-stop button here, and we have a reverse button. That's super important, so when you first start stitching, you'll need to do a few back stitches, and that's your button to do that with. You may also have a great big button here, a lever, or a lever down here perhaps. This is your tension. The tension is set at 4. You must always keep it on 4. Please don't move it around or your stitching will not work. This is where you put your spool of thread up here, and then we run it through. I'll show you how to thread that in a moment. These are different patterns. They're also different stitches and different buttonholes for you. So each machine will be different with those. Probably just refer to your manual for those ones. This is how you flip through them with pluses and minuses, and this is your the number of these, and also your stitch width and your stitch length for those as well. I'll show you how to wind a bobbin first up. So we'll grab our thread and we pop it on our spool. Now the top of your machine will actually have diagrams. I'll tilt this machine forward for you to have a quick look at that. The diagram shows that we have a bobbin here. We run it around this little metal thing and then back down through. So it's going to run across and down through and over to the bobbin this way. Do that for you. Run it to the back through the little metal piece, and then we'll run it around our bobbin here, and then we snap our bobbin over to this side. Turn our machine on, and on this Alna this says SP. Just to make sure that this doesn't fly off, I like to hold that down, and then I put my foot on the pedal and we start winding our bobbin. Now because this has a speed control button, so the further along you push it this way, the faster it goes. We can wind our bobbin quite quickly this way. And when it's finished winding, it will actually stop once it gets full enough. Snap it back off, lift it up, and snip it off. To drop your bobbin in, drop it into the bobbin case down here with the thread going clockwise. There's a little split in this bobbin case, and then we run it out to the back. Now each of yours will be different for that type of thing, but generally the same. There's a split in here, and then you run it out to the back. And then we put the case back on and just snap it in place. Now for threading, once again, you can use your diagrams that you will have. You'll see arrows here. There's another arrow curling up here. Most of them work the same way. We take our thread from the back, we hear little snaps, we run it down the hole, following our arrows and back up again. Make sure this little metal thing's at the top here. Pull it through and it will snap back through and hold itself on there too. Down through here, see this little wiggly arrow? We wiggle it through those little ones down here. And then lots of modern machines actually have a needle threader now, which is super clever. To use that, we latch it, the thread through, then we hook it under the other side, we pull it back through, and it threads the needle for us. Lift up your presser foot using your lever, and then there's a gap in the front of this foot where we pull the thread back through. So when you do this, you need a decent sized tail all the way through to the back so that you don't lose your threads. Thanks for joining me learning how to thread that machine and wind a bobbin. I hope the video was useful for you.